Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a really quick book haul because I haven't actually bought that many books so far this year. So this is everything that I've got from January through March. So there is an aardvark book. There are some books that I got because of vlogs, which I'm not actually counting towards my total, but I'm going to put them in the book haul anyways. And then I got some that I thrifted for like 50 cents a piece, so I don't know if I'm going to count those either. We'll see. I have earned enough points for 17 new books, and I think I have 10 here. So even if I did count all of these, I'm still doing really good with my game and following the rules of I can't get new books until I earn them by reading books that I either already have or books that I can get from the library or books that I can get on like Kindle Unlimited or Audible or some other service that I'm paying for. So first up, I have these 4 books that I thrifted the other day. First is On What Grounds, which is a coffee house mystery. And it says that it has recipes and coffee making tips in it, which is fun. It came from Books A Million because it's got the sticker right over the words on the back. With a sprawling rent-free apartment directly above the Village Blend, her cat Java by her side, and plenty of birdhouse redecorating ideas, Claire is thrilled to return to work, until she discovers the assistant manager unconscious in the back of the store, coffee grounds strewn everywhere. Police arrive on the scene to investigate, but when they find no sign of forced entry or foul play, they deem it an accident. The case is closed. But Claire is not convinced. And after the police leave, there are a few things she just can't get out of her mind. Why was the trash bin in the wrong place? If this wasn't an accident, is Claire in danger? And are all detectives this handsome? I also found another one of the Kathy Reichs books. This is 4 novellas: Bones in Her Pocket, Swamp Bones, Bones on Ice, and First Bones. It says in First Bones, a prequel to Reich's first novel, Deja Dead, she at last reveals the tale of how Tempe became a forensic anthropologist. In this never-before-published story, Tempe recalls the case that lured her from a promising career in academia into a grim but addictive world of criminal investigation. The collection is rounded out with 3 more stories that take Tempe to the low country of the Florida Everglades, where she makes a grisly discovery in the stomach of an 18-foot Burmese python, to the heights of Mount Everest, where a frozen corpse is unearthed. I think I've read that one, or at least part of that one before. Anyways, no matter where she goes, Tempe's cases make for the most gripping reading. I already told you guys about this one. This is Anne of the Island, which is the 3rd in the Anne series. Wishing couldn't keep Anne of Green Gables from growing up, Anne's whole world was changing, her childhood friends marrying, Anne herself leaving the island for 4 years of college. But as much as life changed, important things stayed the same, especially spirited, irrepressible Anne. Delightful, unpredictable Anne Shirley has been charming readers of all ages in every part of the world for over half a century. A bestseller from the moment it was published, the series has allowed generations of children to grow up joyfully right along with Anne. And then I also found this one, Murder is Binding, which includes recipes, and I think I've checked this one out from my library before, but I didn't read it. When she moved to Stoneham, city slicker Trisha Miles was met with friendly faces, and when she opened her mystery bookstore, she was met with friendly competition. But when she finds Doris Gleason dead in her own cookbook store, killed with a kitchen knife, the atmosphere seems more cutthroat than cordial. Someone wanted to get their hands on the rare cookbook that Doris had recently purchased, and the locals think that someone is Patricia. To clear her name, Trisha will have to take a page out of one of her own mysteries and hunt down someone who isn't killing by the book. This is the only one from January through March that I got from one of my book subscriptions. This is from Aardvark, and it was The Poet Empress. I had a credit, and because I am kind of being more conscious of what books I'm purchasing this year, I paused my Aardvark membership and my book of the month until this month. I did unpause it, but I had a credit that I wanted to use before I paused my account, and so I got this one. In the waning years of the Azalea dynasty, the emperor is dying. The land is consumed by famine. The poetry magic is lost to all except the powerful. Wei Yin is desperate. After the 5th death of a sibling, with her family and village on the brink of starvation, she will do anything to save those she loves, even offer herself as a concubine to the cruel, dissolute heir of the blood-glutted Azalea House. But in a twist of fate, the inner court stands on the knife edge of civil war, with Wei now at the center, as the princess chosen. To survive, Wei must harden her heart, rely on her wit, and become dangerous herself, even if it means learning the art of poetry, magic, and secret, in a world where women are forbidden to read, and wielding the most powerful spell of all, a ballad of death and love. I bought How to Defeat a Demon King in 10 Easy Steps in the Book Bachelor vlog that I did, which was kind of like a Galentine's collaboration that I did with Alana. So this is one that I have already read. A demon king will arise, and then 100 years later, a hero will set out to defeat them. And it's like a game, it's lit RPG, so there is this expectation of, you know, the things that the hero is supposed to do and the order that they're supposed to do them. And in this particular story, the Demon King has defeated over like half of the world in just a few years. And so you have your main character, Yui, I think. Yeah, Yui, who decides that they can't wait for 100 years for a hero. She is going to go and try to defeat the Demon King. And so, you know, it kind of plays with the tropes of, you know, like the hero. It is loosely based off of the Legend of Zelda, the game, and Link, the hero in that video game. So she is going to try to get the hero's sword. She's going to learn magic and gain levels to increase her skills, and she's going to go through the dungeons so that she can defeat the Demon King. Maybe, possibly. I gave this one, I think, 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I bought Bunny. This is one that you will see in a video coming soon. I have not read it yet, though. It says, a scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to that of most people. Samantha Heather Mackey is utterly repelled by the rest of her graduate fiction writing cohort at New England's elite Warren University. A clique of unbearably saccharine yet sinister rich girls who call each other Bunny and seem to move and speak as one. But everything changes when Samantha receives an invitation to the Bunny's fabled smut salon and finds herself inexplicably drawn to their front door, ditching her only friend Ava in the process. As Samantha plunges deeper and deeper into the Bunny's world and begins to take part in their monstrous experiments, the edges of reality begin to blur. Soon her friendships with Ava and the Bunnies will be brought into deadly collision. So, like I said, there will be some content coming with this. I bought 9 Goblins, which is a T. Kingfisher novella. By the way, book prices are getting ridiculous. I bought this and spent like $50 on those 2 books. It was crazy. So anyways, 9 Goblins is about 9 goblins, and they are in the Goblin War. Basically, goblins have been like pushed out of their environments, and they finally get to a point where they're going to fight back, and they have the Goblin War. In the battle, you have Nasilka, who is basically like a commander of a group of goblins. Her and the rest of her group end up confronting an evil wizard, and he ends up like running away magically, and they kind of get sucked up into it as well. And so they end up behind enemy lines, and they have to escape. But as the quote that I picked out for my favorite quote from this book, hiking through the mountains with a bunch of goblins is like taking a walk with angry toddlers with weapons. And so, you know, it's funny, it's chaotic. There is one goblin who only talks through his teddy bear, and so that is funny. They end up adopting a cat at some point. So it's just a fun, silly, good time, and I gave it 5 stars. I also bought Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter, and I did read this last month. In this one, your main character runs a cat shelter, but her street was basically like blown apart by these magicians that were fighting each other. So she is looking for a new place for her cat shelter, and she eventually finds this perfect place, which seems to be too good to be true. And it turns out that the cat shelter is there to hide the fact that there is a magician that is running a magic shop out of the basement, and his sister comes to get this magical item, and they kind of have this fight, and she ends up trying to help him to catalog all of his things to figure out if he does indeed have this item that she is looking for, because they definitely don't want her to get it if it actually exists. And so she's very type A, has a list for everything, very much a perfectionist, and he is the complete opposite. So she's helping him to kind of catalog everything, and along the way, they actually develop some feelings for each other. So I really enjoyed this. If you liked the cozy historical fantasy kind of vibes from Emily Wilde, you will still enjoy this one. It's a little bit more set in our world. There's no fairies or anything like that, but there is still magic, and there is an element of playing with time in here that I really did enjoy, and I thought the ending brought it all together really nicely, and so I gave this 4 stars. And finally, I bought Operation Bounce House. I went and bought the physical copy, and of course I had to buy the audiobook because Jeff Hayes was narrating the audiobook. And then it turns out that I won a Goodreads giveaway to get the ebook. So I actually own this in all 3 formats, and sort of read it with all 3 formats at various times. Unfortunately, it was not as wonderful and amazing as I was hoping it would be. It was still good if you like a lit RPG, and especially one that is a little more gritty, a little bit more on the political side, and not so much on the ridiculous humorous side. There were some humorous elements in here. The sister's occupation, for one, is definitely interesting. It was just kind of missing the things that make me love the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, the attachment to the characters, the humor, I don't know, those kind of things that really made the Dungeon Crawler Carl series so wonderful. I just felt this was lacking in here just a little bit, but it was still a decent read. I gave it 3 stars. So there you have it. Those are the books that I have purchased through March, and I have read 4 of these 10. So I would definitely say that I've been pretty successful in keeping to the terms of my game and only buying books that I earn through doing that. Okay, so that is it for the first quarter of the year. Those are the books that I bought, and I will do this again in June and let you know the books that I bought in April, May, and June. And hopefully by then I will have read even more of these, and I will have read the majority of those as well, because I am planning on buying books that I intend to read instead of just books that I'm going to put on the shelf, because I already have books on the shelves that I need to read. That is it for this video. Hopefully I will see you in another one soon. Bye guys.